Hi, I'm Trish. Welcome to a Weird Wednesday reading. I haven't done one for a little while, but I'm back. Please note that these get a little bit weird. They're a little bit deep. So if you've come in from the picker cards or the true crime, then this probably isn't for you. A bit of fun. We delve into things like the paranormal, aliens, or unexplained things, unsolved things. So just a little bit of fun here we're having a look at. So today I thought we might look at the mud floods, which is the Great Reset. Now, I believe I haven't looked into them for a long, long time. It's a pretty fun rabbit hole, that one. So apparently we were once a big civilization, or there was a great Tartarian Empire, I think the story goes. And a lot of the buildings that we see, the beautiful old grand buildings with the massive big doors and the big windows, architectural type buildings were created by the Tartarian Empire. Now, it was the civilization apparently was reset by a great mud flood, and that's why you can see a lot of those buildings. They are covered to ground level. It looks like the top of a window, just sitting above ground level, almost like there's like a level below that has been flooded by mud. Now, I don't know if there's truth in that. That's what we're going to ask the cards today. The orphan trains. Now, somehow there's images getting around, real images, not doctored images, of children lining up to be put onto trains and sent around different places. I think it could have been in America. I don't know if it was anywhere else. And they were to populate and work factories in these new cities that were being built. So where did these orphan children come from? Also, there's a lot of orphanages and mental institutions or mental asylums back in this time. So big, beautiful buildings that were used as mental asylums or orphanages. So that, again, is a little weird as well. So there's quite a lot of weird things in this rabbit hole. So I want to have a look at some of those things and we'll see where we go from there. So the card says not there, does not exist. What does not exist? Not there, does not exist. Okay. All the things that this could be. One thing it could say that this rabbit hole does not exist. This rabbit hole is not real. Could be one thing. It's not the illusion card because we have an illusion card. Something not there does not exist. We could be talking about the wipeout too of that civilization. So like the Tartarian Empire, they don't exist anymore. So I'm also seeing a big ring around this card as well. Okay, what that's making me think is that it's like almost like an area or a ring area was to be reset, wiped out, does not exist. Okay, let's see if there's any clarification on any of those explanations, please. Okay, so let's start with the ring around this area, and we're saying it's to be reset, does not exist. Is this the case of what happened with the reset mud floods? Reset, gone, removed, taken. Okay, this is the heart and emotions card, but gone, reset, and taken. Almost like an altered state. This one's called lucid altered state, but I think what it's saying is that it's altered. It was altered. And this one here is the high guide card. So the wisdom and high guide. What that is making me feel, which is where we're going next, is who did this. So this is kind of making me feel like it was done by, was it done by the gods? Was it done by the elites? Was it done by the ruling domain at the time? Who did this? So the cards are indicating that there was a reset, it was altered, that the civilization was altered, it was reset. But by who? And I think that's what the card of the high guide, wisdom, is getting me to ask. Again, this is just fun. Okay. Who reset? So the mud floods. Who was responsible for the mud floods? Okay, remembering, mindfulness. Okay, again, I've got not there. The big ring does not exist, so they don't exist. Mindfulness, conscious thought, and remember. Okay, that is definitely, the remembering card definitely fits there because this is forgotten. This is like almost wiped out of minds as well. It's like this information does not exist. This information you cannot get. It's like almost the information is completely wiped. Okay, does not exist. Now, the question that I asked before was, the first one that I clarified was there like an area that was a ring, like a ring around it, or because I'm seeing the ring card again, like an area that was petitioned or barriered off or was set for destruction. I didn't ask it in that way, but that was kind of the question that I went with, and it said it was reset. It was altered. Now I'm asking who did it, and they're saying again, they're not there, they do not exist. That sounds a little bit Men in Black to me. Conscious thought. Okay, now that picture on that conscious thought is actually making me think about the image of Nut, I think it's called, in Egyptian mythology. The goddess at over the like stars. She's like leaning in over, almost like you can see the green there, leaning over. So like goddess of creation, maybe? She could be. This is just off the top of my head here. Okay, now, and because I'm hearing goddess of creation, so what that's making me think is the creator. So, and when we saw that big high guide and I said, is it the gods? Well, could it have been like the creators? They're not here. Maybe they don't exist in this form, like our form. Okay, let's get some validation on that, please. Are we looking at like creators? Like the creators coming down the reset, please. Are we looking at creators that done the reset? Oh, that one jumped out. Many hands there. Creators, look at that. Creating, hands, creating. So many creators. Okay, was it the creators that were responsible for the reset, please, the mudflood resets? Were the creators responsible for the resets? Again, this card's called prayer, which makes me think gods, like it's who we pray to. And this is like a gateway portal. Different dimension. Are they still around? Are those creator gods or God or gods still around, please? Okay, so it's saying that they're in a different perspective. So we don't see them from our perspective. And you can see how there's like two different perspectives. So it's like this is us or this is them and this is us here, and it's almost like a reflection. I'm just reading into this card. So almost like a reflection. We don't see it from our perspective, or we're a reflection, it's saying. Maybe we're a reflection. Okay, just got the caution card, got told to proceed cautiously in going down that little rabbit hole there. So I won't dig deeper on that one because it's just backing me off from there. Okay, let's see. What else do you have to tell me about the mud floods, please? What else can you tell me about the mud floods? The Tartarian. What can you tell me about the Tartarian Empire, please? Okay, so we've got again that remembering. So maybe it is deep down in our conscious memory, like the Akashic records. Maybe it's deep down there. It's all wiped from our memory, but it's deep down there. Like this is the dark night of the soul next to it. So it's buried very, very deeply in our unconscious mind or in the Akashic records. Okay. Okay, what I wanted to ask is the recent Hawaii fires. Could that be anything to do with what happened with the reset, please? Could that in some way be related? Is there any connection there? So what I'm getting at here is like, is it still possible to do like a reset, a great reset on this? And I feel like maybe they're doing it in different ways, but is it possible that somebody could still do a great reset on us? Okay, so okay, what these two cards here are telling me is that it's not connected. It's saying that the Hawaii fires were to do with charge up. So that's like the electricity, like a charge up, energy, like maybe an abundance of energy, like a charge up, like overcharged, too much energy, too much power. Too much, and it says personal power on the other one. So that's why I thought that it's not connected, because it says personal, and that's telling me that it's its own personal situation. It's not related to like a reset or anything like that. It's its own personal situation. But the card of the charge up makes me come back to power, as in power, too much energy, and then the word power is written on this card as well. So I feel like it's not connected. Okay. One more thing about the mud floods, please. Is there anything you can tell me about the mud floods? Okay, so the mud loving vibration. So it's just saying that you just need to focus on your own vibration. I feel like we need to work on our own. And we've got the ascension as well, so leveling up. So did they level up maybe? Do we need to level up? Do we need to pick up our game? Do we need to raise our vibration? And then simultaneous. So I feel like by simultaneous, it's saying like the Tartarian Empire maybe existed simultaneously to other empires. It wasn't just the only empire. So it happened at the same time. Okay, now get that now. So what they're saying is that there was a beautiful vibration. Perhaps they ascended. Like, I know this is airy fairy, but this is what we're doing today. This is the deep rabbit holes. But these cards are saying at the same time as the mud flood occurred, there was an ascension, a leveling up. A leveling up occurred. So it says loving vibes only here. Here it says there was a leveling up that occurred here. And here it's saying this all happened simultaneously to the mud floods. So perhaps they leveled up. Perhaps they went off planet. Perhaps they went somewhere else. And then that's why, okay, now I'm thinking orphan trains, all those orphans. Okay, so if all the people were taken away, where did they go? If all the people were taken away, where did they go? Because that's what they were saying. They needed to bring in the orphans. They brought in the orphan trains to run factories. Where were the people? And now you're saying that while during the mud flood there was an ascension, people were taken. Okay, where were they taken? Please, where did the people go? Where did the people go? To higher states, altered states. Okay, I was actually in simultaneous again, simultaneous at the same time. Energy work. What I was hearing was rebooted. So it's almost like on an energetic level, they were rebooted. On an energetic level, they were put into a different dimension or an altered state. So maybe they moved up to a different dimension. They moved to a different dimension. This is what these cards are saying anyway, that high self fifth dimension, so high dimension, altered states went to a different state, a different vibration. And this all happened at the same time, and energy work. So we're talking about energy on an energetic level. So maybe they vibrated out of existence. Okay, I don't know. That's weird, but that's what we're doing today. And one more thing, we're just going to ask about the orphan trains. Where did the kids come from? Where did those kids come from the orphan trains? Okay, so the kids came from a different perspective. So, okay, changes. So that was a change situation for those kids. Simultaneous has happened at the same time. And this is what I mean by the reset. Like the people disappeared, like there was not enough people, and then there was all of a sudden all of these kids. Like they brought in like a start again. This is this rabbit hole anyway. If you go down this rabbit hole and have a look into it, this is kind of what it talks about. Okay, does not exist. So they, and I said, where did the kids come from? Does not exist. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about why they didn't exist. Let's have a look. Okay, were the orphan trains real? The orphan trains of kids that were sent to like factories and farms, is that real, please? Okay, we might have to get a different, that's a constructed narrative. Okay, there you go. Where it was saying that didn't exist, and this is now the card saying it was a constructed narrative. So maybe it wasn't the way it's been portrayed on the internet. So those orphan trains, maybe they weren't, because it says it's a simulation, and the meaning of the card is that it's a constructed narrative. So maybe that's not quite what it is being made out to be. Anyway, that's my quick Weird Wednesday reading. Hope you enjoyed that one. It's good to be back. If you want me to read on something else that's weird, drop me a comment just so I can read on something else next week.